I love movies. Do you know what else I love? Root beer. Join me as we watch some movies, review some movies, while drinking a cold, tasty root beer. This is Movies and Root Beer.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Movies and Root Beer, Fast and Furious edition, because we're on the road, obviously. Tonight, I'm going to see Supergirl, the new DC movie, at AMC Theaters, my favorite theater. We're good. And I'm really excited for this one because ever since I saw Superman last year, I think it was last July, so a year ago, literally, I've been really excited to see more of the new DCU. So there's Superman, and then I watched Creature Commandos after that, and then I heard of Supergirl, and I got really excited for it, especially since they teased her character at the end of Superman. So I've been really excited since then. I've heard really good things about the movie, and I've watched a few interviews with Millie Alcock before, specifically the, I think it's called Mythical Kitchen, the last meal, that video is fun. And of course the Royal Court with Brittany Broski, just because I'm a really big fan of hers and I like all of those videos. And when I saw Millie Alcock did an episode, I had to watch it. I watched it immediately. So those two videos also really got me pumped up for this movie. I don't really have any expectations for the movie in terms of like it being the best movie ever or it being a pile of garbage, which I doubt it will be. I'm just really looking forward for a good experience, and from what I've seen from trailers, I think I'll have a good time. I didn't want to watch too many trailers just because I don't know, I feel like it can give too much away. Like, the two people who I'm really looking forward to seeing is Supergirl and Lobo, Jason Momoa. And because we only saw so little of Supergirl and Superman, kind of wanted to keep that level of, what's the word? When you show someone something, I'll think of the word. In terms of Jason Momoa as Lobo, I don't know how much screen time he's going to have. I don't know how important he is to the plot. And I don't want to watch every trailer with him and then go into the movie and find out that that's like 50% of his screen time, you know? So I just want to save everything and go in like nearly blind, basically. I'm close to legally blind when it comes to how much of Supergirl I've watched. But I'm really excited for this movie. And I'm also really excited for Lanterns. I think that comes out next month. It's a show. And I'm really excited for that as well. But I will get back to you guys after viewing the movie. And I will tell you what I think of it. And I already know I'm going to recommend that everyone goes to see it in their theaters. Just because people got to go to theaters more, I think. Especially my generation, because everyone's just waiting for it to go to streaming to a point where it's hitting my brothers at this point. I'm like, hey, you want to go see this? And they're going, nah, I'll just wait till it gets to Disney Plus or it gets to Netflix. It goes to streaming, you know? So it's really sad, but yeah, that's my goal. I want to get people to the theaters more, people my age. And go with people as well. I'm not one to go to the movies alone, and I'm going with friends actually, so they didn't want to appear in the video, so I just wanted to do this part by myself, and then I'll drive back by myself as well. I'll get back to you guys after the viewing just to share my thoughts, positive thoughts, obviously. I don't usually have negative thoughts about most movies, really. I'll get back to you guys shortly. Alright, y'all, it's close to midnight and lighting is pretty bad, but we're gonna get through this. I just got back from Supergirl, and I have to say, it was a lot better than I initially not hoped, but expected. Just because some people don't like it, some people were shut off from it like entirely as soon as announced. But I think it's just because people don't have the full context that it's based on, I want to say, a graphic novel. Some people say like it's based on a book, and they're not saying series, so I know it's not a comic book series, so I'm assuming it's a graphic novel. And the reason why I don't have the answer is because I haven't actually read it. But it's called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on that, because I don't read any of the comic book material. I honestly got really scared because my friend spoiled it for herself and was worried that Krypto was gonna die. So they Googled, does Krypto die in Supergirl? And I was like, you better not say what is on your phone or show me, or I swear to God, because I'm not having a movie spoiled before watching it. And apparently that's normal for some people. Some people search up questions that they have before going to see a movie or before watching. Just crazy. But I was scared that Krypto was going to die based on the trailer, because there is a shot where he's like on a bed or something, and his head is being pet by a car as he's like paralyzed and not moving. I don't really want to get into the plot, mainly because it's really hard to explain it, especially after watching it for the first time, like immediately right after. So I'm just gonna give some like opinions. I really, really loved Jason Momoa as Lobo. It was so cool. I'd say the only flaw is that I've gotten so used to Jason Momoa now that it felt more like Jason Momoa than Lobo. That being said, I haven't ingested too much Lobo material, whether it be comic books, other adaptations, animations, whatever. It's just that I just saw Jason Momoa being himself, which I don't mind. He is very entertaining. But maybe I just need to see him. Either one, I need to see Lobo more in other stuff to actually appreciate it more, or I need to see Jason Momoa doing other projects. But I will give him props for the role. It was really, really entertaining, and it really delivered on the hype that I was getting. I think Supergirl, Millie Alcock, was really, really entertaining. She was really funny at times when she needed to be, and she also, delivered the emotional notes when she needed to hit them. I want to point out the character Ruthie. She's this like little girl. She looks like 13, 14, and her parents and her brother, her whole family, gets killed, and she is just trying to get revenge on her killer. And the whole gist is Supergirl is trying to prevent Ruthie from becoming this killer who's out for revenge, because the revenge won't change anything. And I liked Ruthie as a character because she wasn't like an annoying child. There's a lot of annoying children in movies like that, or with that type of role, or not like all children are trying to go on murdering sprees, but just it's kind of hard to explain. But I think what also helped is that Ruthie was skilled, like in fighting. Like her father was a sword maker, and he had this really special sword that she carried around for the whole movie, and she actually knew how to use it. And she wasn't this kid who was just holding a sword and flailing around with it. So I really like that she was actually able to defend herself. Something I thought was pretty interesting was Kara died twice and got revived by the yellow sun both times. I guess it got a little repetitive after the second time. Well, she dies nearly in the first 20 to 30 minutes. And the first time they did it, it was just to show her getting powers from the sun. And the second time, you kind of just knew it was going to happen, which I guess is a flaw, but I still liked how it shows Kryptonian resilience. I think it's pretty cool. And I really liked how at one point, Kara, Supergirl, gets kryptonite in her bloodstream, and you can see they do like CGI. There's like mini kryptonite particles attacking her blood cells, and then it like reverses once she gets into the yellow sun. So I thought that was really cool. Ooh, I really liked her fighting style and how she used her powers, like her laser beams for eyes. Her laser vision, that's what it is like really, really powerful, to the point where it's like, it reminded me of Cyclops from Marvel because of how powerful the beam was. Because I don't think Superman's was like that in Superman, at least not that I remember. I do appreciate the original Supergirl, yeah, but I do like the rebellious punk type that we got in the new one. Because I like the whole story of, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be good, you know? And I think Kara reflected that perfectly. Interesting enough, there were no post-credit scenes. There was a bit at the end where the ship flies off, and then it cuts to a new scene where Kara is back on Earth with Crypto. And I feel like that was supposed to be... It felt like an end credit scene, but it just got put into the movie, if that makes sense. Like, it felt like a mid-credit scene, and it just got bumped up to the main end of the movie, which I have no problem with. I think it was just a little... It fell off after the final ship fly-off. And that feels like an end. But, you know, I appreciate the last part. There was no, like, open-ended ending that is, like, teasing for the future. Like a team-up movie or Justice League or anything like that. It was just, like, this is the end of the movie. Which I think some movies need to do more. Not everything needs a post-credit scene. I think the only acceptable way to use that would be like if it's a comedy movie and you throw in one last bit. Then yeah, give them a final laugh, you know? But like everyone's always setting up stuff. Like Marvel especially, they really utilize that and like change the game of post-credit scenes. The villain, I'm pretty sure his name was Krem. They said it a lot. Yeah, it's Krem. Krem, I believe, is how you spell it or say it. I liked him. I thought his performance was pretty funny. I don't know. I was not familiar with his comic book counterpart at all, so I have nothing to compare it to. And because of that, I'm glad, because I didn't want to be like how I'm comparing Jason Momoa's Lobo to his comic book counterpart or his other media counterpart. So Krem, in my mind, I know he's not, but in my mind, he's an original like villain who I've never seen before. So it was a new face to get used to. During the movie, it made me think. I don't know why I was thinking of this when I should have been paying attention, but I would love for there to be a movie about like some off-world planet or something. But usually when you watch like aliens talking, some people have been doing this. They've been making their own alien language and such. But if they speak like an Earth language, it's always English. And I think We need like an alien planet where they speak Spanish, Italian, some other language, you know? I think that would be pretty interesting. Like, can you imagine an alien world where they all speak Spanish? That would be pretty cool. I'm gonna write that down in my ideas. I'm getting off track though. Supergirl. I believe it came out June 26th. So it's been out for a bit now. Definitely watch it if you have the opportunity. Go with friends or family, obviously. Obviously, I'm not saying don't go alone, but I always support going with people. I feel like going to theaters should be a group experience. But that's all I have for tonight. Again, Supergirl, see it in theaters while it still is. And hopefully we'll get more for the DC Universe in the future. But that will be all for tonight, and I wish you all a good night. See ya!